and let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one.
Alright, we've got the Taurus GX4, and we're going to field strip, disassemble for cleaning. It's just a basic disassembly. Most people call it field stripping. So if you ever hear the word field stripping and you don't know what people are talking about, there is this basic cleaning disassembly. Alright, so a couple things with it. We're going to go ahead and clear it. Magazine out. Alright, so the magazine's out. We're going to check that chamber. Alright, got that chamber checked. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Make sure before you start breaking this down, we've pulled that trigger. We've decocked it basically. Alright, so with your handgun in your box, you should have this little keychain. Basically, it looks like your gun, but on the bottom of that it has a little flathead screwdriver. This is your disassembly tool. Now of course, if you don't have this, you can just use a flathead screwdriver. It just has to be the right width, and I suggest the thickness, because if you don't, it's going to scratch or mar your firearm. Alright, so we've got on the other side, we're going to flip it, and you've got this little flathead slot right there. Now again, make sure we've decocked it. We pulled that trigger. Once we pull that trigger, I'm going to hold it kind of closer to the mat, and I'm going to take my little tool and I'm going to turn it counterclockwise. If you can see, it actually has instructions. It has a little unlock, and it shows you an arrow going counterclockwise right there. Alright, so we're going to go counterclockwise. I'm going to hold it down here to the mat. Alright, as I turn it, it should just slide off. Alright, that's why I hold it down to the mat. I don't want it to hit too hard, and it slid off. Now, see if I get a little better. Yeah, see, you can see the little lock and the arrow pointing to turn it counterclockwise. Alright, so this is disassembled for cleaning. That's all we have to do with that. This one, we're going to take the spring, we're going to push basically forward and pull back. And it's not a whole lot, but we're just going to push it forward and pull it back, just like that. Alright, so this fat end right here goes forward. So remember that. Now we're going to take the barrel. We're going to basically do the same thing. We're going to wiggle it forward, and we're going to pull it out. Alright, so we're going to kind of wiggle it, and we're going to pull it out. And that's all there is to it. So this is disassembled for cleaning. It is ready to go. So now you can do your cleaning and come back and watch this next part. Alright, so we're going to put it back together. Take your barrel. We're going to go down and kind of wiggle it. Slide it. It's locked in. This one does lock in. If you see right here, it kind of drops down and then it locks in. Alright, so it's locked in. Now we're going to take the spring, and the fat end right here goes forward, so we're going to go down toward the hole. And this little skinny end back here with this little, where the rod's actually protruding out right there, that rod is basically going to rest on that little ramp. So we're going to slide it down the ramp till we hit this little flat spot right there. It will hit into the flat spot, but then the rod will basically rest on that ramp. So we're going to put it in, and we're basically just going to push kind of forward on it as we're pushed down. And then if you can see, the little rod right there is resting on the ramp. It won't go any further down. So this is as far as you can go down. Now to put it back together, the two little notches right there, and you've got your frame, the metal part of your frame rails right here. We've got the little, they look like little wings basically. Those little wings go down in those notches. So we're going to take them, we're going to put them down in the notches. Now what we want to look is, watch this, it's going to turn back the way it was as we put it in. Alright, you see it turn back the way it was. Alright, so now it's fully assembled again. Now I can pull the trigger, good to go. And I like to do that a few times to make sure everything sounds like it's working right. It is put back together and we're ready to go do some shooting. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this video below. Thanks.